Anyway, it's time to go live. We're on Book Talk here, BookTube. Uh, I'm live. I've turned off the comments. I've disabled the comments. I hope. I don't want any. I apologize to everybody. Well, I haven't disabled the comments. I've disabled the live chat. Did I have somebody waiting? I got somebody popped right on, so I suppose I had somebody waiting. Is that Bruce Holiday? Like if it's Bruce Holiday. Thanks for tuning in. It's probably a little late for him, maybe. God, what is there? There's just so much to fucking talk about. I don't know. What is the point of doing this anymore? Well, I don't know. I've been kind of using this time, the time that I would give to live streaming, to write. So I've actually been kind of writing a lot. And so I thought I'd read some poetry and think, well, what I thought I might do, and I know this won't probably be a popular choice, is I want to read my election sequence that got banned, or that part didn't get banned, but I read it on a stream that got taken down. So I definitely want to get that on the record here. And so I thought I'd just kind of get on late at night and just do a little update of whatever, this, that, what have you, state of the world. There's drones in New Jersey. There was. I don't know what's going on anymore. Oh, who knows? Well, so yeah, the time that I have been. Oh, I've got a new vlog. I'm uploading it right now because I'm trying to be a part of. I see all these fucking YouTube pages that are like the books that I read this year and shit. And I spent, I don't know, the other night while I was writing, rather than being on YouTube, I was like watching a bunch of vlogs and stuff and just checking out. And to be honest, they're not really that high quality. They're not working that hard on this shit. So I was like, I don't know. If you watch my most recent vlog, I'm sort of, well, my phone is just a total piece of shit. The battery's dying. I dropped it a couple times recently. I don't even know why, just because, oh, people have just been chewing me out lately. Been getting chewed out multiple times. So I got to get 2 root canals. So I'm trying to set that up. So happy holidays, everybody. But my newest vlog, so I'm trying to vlog more. My approach to vlogging and writing, to be honest, was sort of laid back. I didn't want to overproduce. And there was kind of a reason. I mean, you only have so much hard drive space, right? Like, I could fill notebooks and notebooks and notebooks and notebooks of shit all day long with writing. Same thing with video. It's like I could shoot more stuff and talk more. One of the reasons why I don't, it's an economic issue. It is a being poor issue. It's because you don't have enough hard drive space. My phone. So I've been shooting more stuff because I've been trying to get in on. I mean, if the fringe is the mainstream, as who was it, Van Jones saying that, then why not? I mean, I've had kind of a slow TV vlog style for a while with not a whole lot of narrative, just kind of like scenic landscape paintings, long. My vlogs are an hour and a half, 2 hours, 3 hours long. They're long, slow, meditative, drone kind of pieces, and they're meant to be destimulating and kind of desensitizing. They're meant to be everything that action-packed, conflict-driven content is not. But, I see what other vloggers are doing. And now there's all these book YouTubers. So there's all these fucking, I mean, they're super basic. It's almost like a requirement if you're going to be like a YouTube book person, that you're just like super fucking basic and like you just read Dostoevsky or like, I don't even know, Penguin Classics type shit. They all love John Steinbeck. What else? They all read War and Peace. There's certain things that it's like, if you're going to be on book YouTube, I don't know. I don't. My book YouTube might be a little too esoteric, but hey, what the hell? Why not? What's wrong with being esoteric? I don't know. So I'm questioning all my life choices. Um, obviously I'm trying to figure out ways to make my shit marketable and likable and not avant-garde anymore. Maybe I feel like I'm too transparent on my live stream. Like it felt like I feel like I said things that sounded like they were bragging, or maybe I was a little too honest. To me, this is like, I don't know, like Knausgaard. This is supposed to be like this lightning confessional. Maybe that's not a great idea. I don't know. I thought that would be interesting for people. Like, Howard Stern, a lot of times it is the complete candor of it that makes it kind of like scintillating or whatever. But I don't know. I guess if it's just me talking, then it's just like, okay, I'm revealing. I don't know. I don't I don't mean to sound like, I don't know. There's certain things maybe I should have said that I said that I shouldn't have said on here. So I'm trying to be a little more careful and just deliver higher quality content. So I'm phasing it. I mean, we're in a vlog era now. I don't know. Look, I just had 4 people watching. Now I've got 2 people watching. I don't know. People are not interested. What am I supposed to do? What am I supposed to do to get people watching? I don't fucking know. I guess I've been doing the same thing that hasn't been working for like decades now. At least 10 years. It's insanity to do the same thing over and over again and expect different results, right? Like I keep vlogging in this extremely like low quality kind of stream of consciousness that I mean, I definitely love the people that watch. I appreciate everybody that tunes in. But it also just feels like, what, I've got maybe half a dozen people that are sort of like hardcore viewers. And I appreciate that and I love them, but in a certain way it's like I do have to kind of choose between activities and like writing time. And so it's like I got all these orange notebooks laying around that are just blank. I bought all these fucking orange notebooks when it was autumn. I guess I got high. I don't know. The leaves were, that color, and so I was super jazzed about that. I don't know. Color has a certain magic. Every color has an alchemical kind of energetic chakra. The orange is the sacral chakra. There are many colors in the rainbow, in the chakra rainbow, and I've just been out in the world a lot too. I think that's been important. Clowning around, running around town, trying to crash open mics with um, rolling baths. And of course, there's the ongoing Mondays that we are focused on and trying to maintain and keep a high quality standard. We just had our holiday show. I think it was we had 2 great shows in a row, I would say. So I don't know. I'm trying to get this root canal. I'm trying to get my leg fixed. That's kind of my priority. I'm hoping they can do it like soon. I don't really want to do it on Christmas, a root canal Christmas. I don't know. You have to make tough choices in life. I don't know. I mean, I'm just this is the first, my vlog. You see Ashley, and then Ashley goes to California. So this is the first kind of time I've had to myself in about a year. So I'm just kind of taking a breather and kind of like, I don't know, taking stock and just having a moment to myself to reflect. We got to do a best of, okay? This will be a best of as well. Best of 24. We're talking about the best movies, the best music. I got my Spotify Wrapped. I think it was way off. Best music, Far Behind. Check out my Easy Paradise Cocktail Hour playlist. What did I discover? The Dumb and Dumber soundtrack, of course, perennial favorite. The Block is Hot, Lil Wayne. King of Wishful Thinking. That's my song of the day. King of Wishful Thinking by Go West. Do yourself a favor and stream King of Wishful Thinking. So we'll talk about all our best of open mic. The breakup song, Greg Kihn Band, great song. That's another song of the day. Hey, did you happen to see the most beautiful girl picks my ties, outdoes my brandy? But whatever the hell that song is a great song. So I'm constantly adding, I'm constantly hunting, I'm searching the crates, you know. I'm a record hunter. I'm searching the crates for new tunes because now I'm a DJ. And I don't know. I love doing the open mic. I mean, it's nice to take a week off, but um, oh boy, maybe that's a good one. Fuck. I need a. My thumbnail's no good. You know, these YouTube thumbnails, you think they would do a better job at this point, but it is what it is. Here you are. You're in the studio. You're inside the actor studio with me on Book Talk, on BookTube. Look, I've got my books right here. So I don't know. I mean, just from a strictly professional point of view, I'm like, uh, I, I'm now, you know, it's nice to have just total free reign of your life where like I can focus on projects. Now I can take time to like really gestate some writing. Christmas is always a good writing season. At least it has been the last few years. I don't know. I guess because it's a break. The winter, you finally come inside. You don't feel obligated to be outside. And so you kind of get reacquainted with your books and the shelves, and you can really dig into those notebooks. You don't feel guilty about it. It's too cold out to do anything. And I mean, in New York recently, it's been very cold. It's been uncharacteristically cold, at least in the global warming last decade. It's been like exceptionally cold already. It's like it was in the teens, I think, at one point, and it's gonna kind of remain cold. And so, um, I I don't know. I would like to go home for Christmas, definitely. I just kind of it's like I'm not even gonna have a break as it is. It's just like it's weird because I feel like particularly in New York or like even the things that I'm doing, it's like this time of year is actually kind of busy. You know, like I don't. Once again, this is a transparency thing, but like I already had a lot of people try to sign up for next week. I had tons of people that wanted to sign up for December 23rd, which I was kind of shocked by because it's literally fucking 2 days before Christmas. It's the day before Christmas Eve, but in a certain way, New York is it's kind of the most Christmassy place there is. I mean, the Rockefeller Center and all the kind of fucking Radio City Rocket kind of energy emanates from here. This kind of like consumer capitalist Macy's Santa Claus fucking thing. And a lot of, I don't know, it feels like a lot of, I mean, there's a lot of people that live here, so I guess they stay here for Christmas, or people come here to see the fucking tree. Arnold Schwarzenegger's shooting a goddamn movie right now in fucking Rockefeller Center. Some kind of Santa Claus, get the bag. I've seen it on my TikTok. And so I don't know, just from kind of a money standpoint. And then, but then there's the marathon thing. So it's like I've got to work January 1st. You know, I've got an open mic December 30th. So it's like I'm kind of hard back. Right. You know, so it's like I get a little bit of a break, sort of. And so I'd like to get my teeth fixed and you know, I don't know. Try to get certain things back on track. You know, I'm putting together a new chapbook. Not that anybody has even seen my last two chapbooks, War Commercial and Vigilante Justice. They make excellent stocking stuffers, but it's just another thing in my life that's been kind of blockaded because, or just I don't know. I had a pretty good thing going with my chapbooks and my Perfect Bound books, my travel journals. You know, people were buying them, people were reading them, like being inspired by them. I'm trying to get back into the mood of distributing them and just getting them around. I've gotten kind of out of the practice of doing that. And the poetry on the printed page, I don't know, trying to get published, something that you're just like, it's just not really a part of my practice. I don't know why. It's just like any kind of computer submittable fucking put together a PDF thing. It's just like, ugh, I don't give a fuck at all. I don't want to do it. I don't want to have to follow these deadlines and accounts, or it's just hard to keep track. It's like it's submittable, it's one group of things. Then it's like on Instagram, there's all these different fucking literary magazines that it's like, okay, should I send stuff to Dream Boy Book Club? They look at my stories from time to time. They seem interested. How do I get my shit together to send shit to Dream Boy Book Club? And I just don't agree with it. Just on an ethical, for better or for worse, I do sort of have principles. And I don't know, I'm beginning to just take ownership of that. Like maybe it's my job to just be pissy and be I don't know, dissent. Be Bartleby, be Bartleby. I would prefer not to. Somebody's got to be, I don't know, different. Yeah, so I don't know. I don't like the contest of it, of just like certain people are going to get chosen, certain people are not going to get chosen. Not that that's an excuse. I mean, these are the ways that you're judged. It's like you have to do this, if you want to be taken seriously, it's part of the practice. Part of the practice of poetry, I would say, is gathering. I mean, I gather it together in these books. When I'm gathering shit together for my chat books, I could probably just pick a few things and send it out. My work is not necessarily excerptable in a publishable way. That's also an excuse, but recently I've been just trying to return to kind of something simpler, something more kind of like complete, short, legible, figurative, emotional. I've been very emotional recently. And so I've just been, that's what poetry's for, right? Is to be kind of talk about your feelings. But I don't know. I'm not good at that. I had to learn all these tricks and all this kind of bullshit, all this postmodern bullshit that nobody likes anyway. So I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to write something that people like. Is that selling out? Is that that's that kowtowing? Um, I mean, I like what I do. That's why I do it that way. That's why I do everything this way. It's the best, I guess, that I'm capable. But it feels like I'm getting older. Let's just say that, and it's just like I have to achieve something. God damn it! I guess I don't know. It's getting I don't know. God, is this embarrassing to talk about on the internet? Probably. Should talk about something accessible and something that matters and something relatable. But yeah, I don't know. So with the live streams, it's like to me, it's like I can go direct. I can talk about a lot of the stuff that I want to talk about. But it's like, should I maybe just take this time and put it into writing something? And then, like I want to make a movie, I guess. That's like my big, like, I guess, there are poets who like make movies as some kind of ploy to try to do something that's not just a fucking book or something, but I'd like to make I've been kicking around an idea. I want to kind of make a neo noir. So I don't know, but it's like I can't really, the thing is like the way that we write, the way that we comport ourselves as poets, it's the most immediate way to sort of like deliver all of the material and the poems are the fucking film script. They are the all of the characters are in there. They are the play. They are the monologue or the one person show or the um it's just you're kind of just getting rid of all the discipline of of all of those various things. Screenwriting, I mean, that stuff, uh it's just more, you feel more melded with it as a wizard when you're like just at the microphone with your little play script of all the ideas and all the enchantments and all the kind of like chants and incantations and mumblecore and bric-a-brac and explanation and mansplanation, and it's all there. Everything you want to be, all the characters you want to play, all the movies you saw, the references you want to make, the philosophy, social commentary. You just put it all into the fucking poem. And so the poem is like this giant, and I'm proud of my fucking books. I do want to say that. It's not like I don't have anything to show for it. I look and, maybe I have the wrong measuring stick. People are always telling you don't worry about what other people think, or the only thing that matters is to do it. And if you enjoy it and you do the things that you believe in, you enact your ideas. It's like, that's what I do. I don't know. I mean, I'm proud. I think my fucking city journal books, if that's what I have to show for my life is like my vlogs. If hopefully, God willing, that stuff gets preserved, if that's what I have to show for my life is my scenes from a life fucking YouTube playlist and like my notebook pieces, you know, I'm proud of these things, definitely. Like, uh, I can, I sort of, uh, compiled a form from a lot of different inspirations and sources that served a functional purpose and an ethical way that I thought I could live the adventure of my life as sort of this traveling open mic troubadour cosmopolitan microdiarist, thespian, bard, performance artist, musician, actor, filmmaker, raconteur, storyteller, monologuist, stand-up comedian, clown, dancer, vaudevillian, tap dancer, talk show host, anchor, news anchor, pundit, political radical, anarchist, pamphleteer, Che Guevara t-shirt, Zach De La Roca, Oliver Stone, conspiracy YouTube, info warrior, with a $2 notebook that's orange. So now I got to write, but the thing is, it's like, oh, I'm just generating all these notebooks and where are they going to go? How am I going to keep them safe? That's one of the things I really would like to protect is my notebooks and stuff. That stuff is very important. And so, I could be writing in my fucking notebooks all day, every day. It's just, I'm like graphomaniac here. And, it you kind of panic because you're like, what do I do with all this? How do I type it out? I mean, that's a job in and of itself. Is just transferring it into your fucking laptop. It takes a long time to type up the material for these chapbooks. It's like these chapbooks that I do about every 6 months at a clip is my kind of rhythm. I like to put out a 60-page chapbook. So that way I have 120 pages a year of just kind of, and that's added up to my City Life book, which I think is a great New York City book. I really think it's an important New York City. It's like New York City in a fucking book, you know? It's like Synecdoche, New York. It's like Megalopolis. It's my utopia on paper in book form. And so you take it with you anywhere. I mean, would a major publisher? I think people would buy it if they saw it in a fucking bookstore because it's interesting and it looks different. It's Helvetica. I'm such a Helvetica nerd. So I don't know. I mean, did I make a movie? This is the fucking movie. It's 400 fucking pages, and it's 4 years in New York City, and it looks like the city, it feels like the city. It's all things that happen in the city, characters, food, locations, streets, people, drawings, moments, quips. Oh my God. Book of the day, Elegies in Manhattan by George Jessel. No wonder nobody watches my fucking YouTube. I talk about George Jessel. My references are so niche. It's like, who's going to fucking watch this? People that listen to WFMU wouldn't even watch this. I'm like a poets. I don't even know. I'm a YouTuber's YouTuber. So get City Life. I mean, I haven't really gotten the time to really kind of perfect this. And it costs, it cost me $500 to publish this. So it's like, I've been kind of sitting on it for 6 months and I'm trying to figure out exactly, what I want to do with it. Because there's more material that I could put. This book could be 600 pages. And maybe it should be. Maybe I should just put everything in there. It's my underworld, because that's in order to write a New York City novel, you got to write Bonfire of the Vanities. It's got to be that fucking big. The city, and that's one of the fascinating things about doing the open mic is just the circumference and the breadth and the grasp of the city is just so wide. But you can kind of, collect it all neighborhood by neighborhood. And, this book is sort of a prismatic, they're diaries, but they're hot links, they're cultural references, they're newspapers, they're fantasies. This is George R.R. Martin shit, okay? All my George R.R. Martin freaks. If you're into Song of Ice and Fire, for readers for fans of Song of Ice and Fire, try City Life. Matt Proctor's collected New York City chapbooks. Post-pandemic, Biden era. This is Biden era New York right here, okay? That little valley, that piece in the valley between Trumps. We're surrounded by Trumps. Help. Help, I'm surrounded by fucking Trump elephants. So these tariffs are going to make everything more expensive. You better buy it now. I guess I better buy my fucking books now. Because, well, they make them in America. I mean, Lulu.com is American-made shit, okay? Support Lulu.com. American-made fucking publishers. And they do a great job. I guess they have it's like a family, kind of less than 20 people work there. So it's very, personal. Which I like. I like that mom and pop feel. But, I don't know. I'd like somehow... I made the books how I wanted them to be. I didn't work with a fucking editor or a publisher. I designed the goddamn covers and everything myself. Same with every fucking thing. I'm such a control freak, okay? I'm such a fucking egomaniac, narcissistic control freak. I probably shouldn't be admitting that on the internet, okay? Because people just use shit against you. I thought I was being vulnerable. I guess if you think you make yourself vulnerable, that's what vulnerable is. People can attack you when you're vulnerable. But Yeah, so I don't know. I'm proud of this fucking book. When I put it all together, it's like, wow, it kind of makes even more sense. You get the scope of it, and you can open up. The book is designed. You can open up any fucking place and read any line. But then you can read it. You can read it any goddamn way you want. You can jump around. It's all the same to me. It's just like the Arcades Project. Okay, there's way more to this than people are fucking giving me credit for. And I don't know. I mean, maybe I'm not writing like fucking uh really moving fucking cornball shit. But I piss on it. I piss on all of it. That's my job. I don't know. What else am I supposed to be? I'm this antisocial square peg. I don't know. Poet Maudot. Well, they were asking, so we ran into these people, shout out to Car Crash Collective. This girl's like, she's reading with Richard Hell on Tuesday. So she came to the open mic on Monday. She asked me what my favorite novel was. They were all prose writers. So it was like, okay, you're not freaks like us, okay? You guys are like writing these big, like polished, like focused, I don't know, professionalized, ambitious, I don't know. But also kind of harnessed, I don't know. They're beautiful. Maybe they're disappearing in a certain way. I don't know. But it's like all this shit, vinyl, whatever it is, it will exist. Theater, it will still exist, but it's gonna be like a niche. Everybody's watching, everybody's playing Fortnite, or watching Fortnite live stream. Um, and so the girl was talking about Hwelbeck. She liked Hwelbeck, which my roommate, shout out Luke, he was really into Hwelbeck. My roommate over a decade ago was really into Houellebecq. I've never actually read any of Michel Houellebecq, the French novelist. He has kind of an antisocial, but he's like red pilled, right? I mean, is Rimbaud red pilled? Would Rimbaud be in the Manosphere? Would Rimbaud be on Theo Vaughn? I think he'd be a great guest. Baudelaire would definitely be on uh, Dan Soder. Baudelaire would totally be a troll. Baudelaire would totally be MAGA, I feel. I mean, Johnny Rotten is MAGA. I should probably go over to the window if I'm going to do this. Fuck. Sorry, I didn't mean to just light it up right here. Right in the middle of YouTube. 420 on YouTube. The Pro 420 platform. I mean, the idea is sort of like the Grateful Dead, right? Are like it's such a tree of life that they created. They just created all this work that people want more. People can't get enough of. I just saw the Dead and Company, and I don't know if John Mayer is on tour with them anymore. I don't think he is. I think it's just all the old guys. They're playing the Sphere like 30 dates next year, May and June. It's like Jesus Christ. People are still can't get enough of these guys, and the idea is just keep generating work. Every one of these live streams, every chat book, every day, every diary is a new solo. It's a new improvised tale. I think we've been trapped in this non-improvised kind of medium for like a millennium or something, but I think it's only natural to have these kind of long winding unspooling, Songline. That was such a huge influence on me, that book, The Songlines, and that's totally what my books are. They're completely location specific, psychogeography, pop culture experiential collages of being a paranormal receiver traveling through these kind of scenic soundstage-esque museum cities, and so they're tied to that. The Alice in the Cities book, the L.A. Story book, the Romana Clef, the Paris book, and now the New York book. It's fitting that the New York book would be the biggest, most ambitious, longest, most comprehensive. And influences from that would be, like I said, the Arcades Project or that fucking Kenneth Goldsmith Manhattan book. It's a poetics of streaming almost, if you wanted to put it in some kind of journalism ease or like publicity, something that like the public would be like, oh, I see. This guy's like live streaming. His poems are like live streams. Huh? Wow. Okay. The election told us that that's important because that's why they won. It's like I've been fucking doing this for years, and no one is listening, or you guys are listening. Give yourselves a big round of applause. Pat yourselves on the back for listening. Should I get into my best of stuff? So best of movies. Let me just read this. This is a poem that I wrote based on my Letterboxd, and I think it's all, the Letterboxd doesn't let you see when you watched the movie, which I think is really, like, it'll show you chronologically what order you watch them in, but it won't show you like the date that you rated it or whatever, which I think is very bad, and they should fix that. Letterboxd, if you're out there listening, and I know you are, because I'm such a powerful influencer. Okay, so these are the best movies I saw this year. Megalopolis, The Verdict, Last Summer in the Hamptons, which is a great, who is that guy? Henry Yaglom. It's a better version of Vanya on 42nd Street. If you like Vanya on 42nd Street, do yourself a favor, watch Last Summer in the Hamptons. I think it's a better movie, actually. As great as Vanya on 42nd Street is. And the thing that makes Vanya on 42nd Street great, I think, is that it's a version of Uncle Vanya. It's not really about the behind the scenes. It's really just Uncle Vanya. And that's what's great about that. But Last Summer in the Hamptons is really about the behind the scenes of that style of, you can tell it's kind of, because Andre Gregory's in it. He's actually in the fucking movie. So it's really I never even heard of it before, but it's really a nice movie. Henry Yaglom. Don't sleep on Henry Yaglom. He's he's an acquired taste. I don't know. People, film bros, and I've talked about this, I harp on this, they have no fucking taste. They like Nolan, they think Kubrick is God, Tarantino. It's like, maybe they'll like P.T. Anderson if they're very, like, aesthetic. But it's like, there's no Fellini, there's no fucking Orson Welles, there's no Chaplin, there's no Truffaut, there's no Godard. There's not even, there's no Henry Yaglom, that's for sure. I saw somebody said that A Safe Place is the worst movie in the Criterion Collection, which I definitely don't agree. It's just, it's slow, it's gentle, it's natural. Check out Last Summer in the Hamptons. Jefferson in Paris, of course. You gotta get into Merchant Ivory. Merchant Ivory these are adult movies for adults. That's why I watched them. And I was trying to watch these movies about presidents, right? So my programming, it's all playlists. It's all lifestyle curation. You're trying to curate movies based on what time of year it is or whatever the fuck it's research. And it's sort of a metaphysical reflector that you're kind of bouncing off of, and you're trying to like image your own experience and understand it. And also learn how to make your own works. Nadia, that vampire movie by what's that guy? Adam Egayan, I think is his name. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Nadia, that was pretty interesting. All of the postmodern vampire movies deserve a shout out. The whatever that Abel Ferrara one was, The Addiction. You got to watch all Abel Ferrara's movies, by the way. Abel Ferrara he's kind of like the real Scorsese, I feel like. Nothing against Scorsese, but I mean, Abel Ferrara really, he's got the goods. And then, of course, Bram Stoker's Dracula. I'm not Rappaport. You got to see I'm not Rappaport. Um, Herb Gardner's movie, King of New York, right? Abel Ferrara, Homer and Eddie, Jim Belushi. On the Rocks, the Sofia Coppola movie was excellent. It didn't get that good reviews. I really enjoyed it a lot. I thought it was really, really a treat. I loved it. I loved it. To be honest, it might be my favorite Sofia Coppola movie because it's like, okay, take all the best parts about all the other Sofia Coppola movies, take like the decadence, the aesthetic decadence of Louis Couture's whatever the fuck that movie is, Marie Antoinette. Look at me. I just turned it into a man, the man title. The kind of listless affect of Lost in Translation in a hotel, transpose it to New York, somewhere, same thing, the kind of bourgeois luxury ennui in like some kind of like resort or whatever, resort collection. On the Rocks was excellent. I highly recommend it. Prisoner of Second Avenue, amazing New York movie. This is best movies I saw this year. Prisoner of Second Avenue. Neil Simon, you got to give credit to Neil Simon, even though he's got a very distinct kind of like box that he works in, but he's able to get real emotional. It's like melodrama, I guess. There's nothing wrong with that. Or I don't. Is it melodrama? I don't know. It's not like tragedy. He's a farcer and a fucking, but it's also kind of memoir and it's topical. Prisoner of Second Avenue. It's a good New York movie. There's a lot of excellent cinematography of Second Avenue in that kind of era. I like that 60s, 70s kind of color cinematography. I mean, the 60s is not generally considered a great decade for American movies, but there's that Coppola movie, You're a Big Boy Now. There's a lot of good New York. They're not necessarily like the most uh, you know, American new wave, like life affirming pieces of art necessarily, but things like Murray Chisgold's Love. It got an interesting kind of anthropological value. Moon for the Misbegotten, Jason Robard's play on YouTube. The dialogue is they spill the tea. Heartbeat, the Beat movie with John Hurt as Kerouac and Nick Nolte as Neil Cassidy. Really good interiors. Really good. Carnal Knowledge. I wish I would have seen Carnal Knowledge 20 years ago. I'd like to watch it again. You got to see Carnal Knowledge. Wes Anderson fans. Blood and Wine, once again. This year was the year of Jack Nicholson. Blood and Wine, the Docker khaki film noir, the Yellowtail Wine of film noir. The Warriors. I mean, The Warriors is one of those movies that like you don't even realize how powerful it is. It's like the Iliad. It's just like it's so elemental. It's probably the best film version of the Iliad, to be honest. I don't know if it probably isn't really based on that, but it's kind of like a version of the Iliad and the Odyssey. They go to this fucking meetup, right, with all the gangs, and the guy gets shot, and then they're trying to get home. So it's basically the same plot as the Odyssey. But it just so I don't know, there's something about it's just emblematic. And it's just representative of New York life. I don't know, poetry, New York, whatever you're into, comedy, music, it all kind of feels like the Warriors. It's like there's all these little gangs, there's all these little kingdoms, there's all these little principalities in this big, there's all these little micropolitan areas. I'm obsessed with the micropolitan. It's my new favorite word, micropolitan. So there was some place in Ohio they called it the Xenia micropolitan area. I was like, I want to move there. Why do I live in a micropolitan area? But New York just feels like a million different micropolitan areas, million different open mics, million different little support groups, and that's what's beautiful about it. Is you can it's a never-ending tour on the subway. You know, you just hop that turnstile, and you're in the Warriors. You know, come out to play. Cruising, another classic New York movie from that era, nighttime movie. You know, seedier, more violent, kind of scarier, more dangerous time. But it's got, it has ways of looking at the city that are kind of valuable or whatever. Doom Gen, Greg Araki, definitely. Gloria Cassavetes, Jenna Rollins, rest in peace. You got to see Gloria. They remade it. I haven't watched the remake yet. I'm kind of curious because I think it's Sidney Lumet. But did I talk about the verdict yet? I feel like I should talk about the verdict. Gloria, Nothing Lasts Forever. I think I watched these movies this year. It's hard to exactly remember when I watched what, but Nothing Lasts Forever, the Saturday Night Live, what's that guy's name? It's the only feature I think he ever directed. Tom something. I can't remember right now. Huggy would know. SNL Huggy on TikTok would know. It's a great movie. I think it's available on. I think it's on YouTube. Nothing Lasts Forever. It's black and white. It's really a special movie. That guy's a great filmmaker. He directed that Belushi Don't Look Back in Anger skit, and he did Love Is a Dream, that skit with Phil Hartman and Jan Hooks, which I think is one of the all-time best Saturday Night Live skits. Love Is a Dream might be in the top 5 for me. Love Is a Dream, Phil Hartman and Jan Hooks. It's one of the most magical. It's not really funny. It's just kind of, I don't know, whimsical and romantic. It's poetic, like the best comedy is poetic, like Chaplin, right? He could be poetic. Love Streams, of course, Cassavetes, you got to go with Love Streams. Oleana, I will put Oleana on the list. I'm a Mamet head. What can I say? Heist didn't make the list. Spanish Prisoner didn't make the list. They're honorary mentions. I mean, everything Mamet does, it's like, it's kind of worth. I don't know. There's something about his sensibility that I don't know. I just click with. Is it because he's a libertarian? Am I some kind of closet libertarian in denial? God, I hope not. Well, there was just some TikTok video about David Lynch worshipped Ronald Reagan. And so I was like in the comments, like fighting with this person about, I don't think David Lynch worshipped Ronald Reagan. I think maybe David Lynch like had kind of a naive, like I think maybe childlike, he's kind of divorcing the image of the guy from his policies and what he actually did. Ronald Reagan could be Bob's big boy for all fucking, it's like, it's the hair. Supposedly David Lynch said something about he liked Ronald Reagan because it brought a whiff of Hollywood or like a cowboy. Maybe in the 80s, David Lynch said something like that. And he's probably like sort of a conservative-ish guy. I mean, he's not a hippie, it doesn't seem like. But I think he's probably mostly non-political, and things like Blue Velvet, you could say, are like, they're sort of about the if you strip away the veneer of like a Reagan facade, this kind of suburban 50s, everything's happy and in Kyle MacLachlan's little world, there's this dark, very dark, David Lynch makes those like juvenile delinquent teen gang movies into this very like Insidious with Frank Booth and his whole gang in a way that's I don't think he's doing it on purpose, but I do think that it is like sort of a response to Reagan era. And he's an artist. I think he just, he's probably like Bob Dylan. Bob, I think, is a conservative. Actually, there are definitely things that I'll bet I wouldn't be surprised if Bob voted for Trump. But he also played at Clinton's inauguration, so who knows? Oleana, I don't know. It is what it is. Postman always rings twice. Another Mammoth script. So I've got at least 3 Mammoth scripts on here. Sorry. The Last Tycoon, the Elia Kazan movie with De Niro and Jack Nicholson. As far as I know, it's the only movie with De Niro and Jack Nicholson. I never heard of it. Definitely recommended. Moscow and the Hudson. You got to go with Mazursky. Barbarians at the Gate, the James Garner TV movie. It's educational about the hostile takeovers. Tempest, Cassavetes, Mazursky, you can't miss. I think I saw these this year. Blast of Silence. I'm trying to not like remake Blast of Silence, but like I want to basically do like a noir. I think that and my vlogs have kind of become like a noir. I don't know if, once again, that's me just kind of grafting my very distant kind of impression of what it is, but I don't know. There's something, I feel like noir is kind of the most poetic genre in a way, or it's like you can very easily like make a noir out of like a poet, kind of like Paul Auster. I feel like that was kind of the pivot of his career. It's like he started out as a poet. He lived in Paris for 10 years and he translated fucking French poetry, and he was like friends with Charles Bernstein and shit. But then he wrote City of Glass and that trilogy of kind of postmodern Beckett inflected, they're like noirs. I mean, he's probably doing like Dashiell Hammett or something, some kind of, I've not read that stuff. I haven't read The Maltese Falcon and all that shit. Or whatever the hell it is, The Big Sleep. I'm not like, a lot of smart people are like, oh, Raymond Chandler. So maybe I should get into that, but it seems like Paul Auster kind of, and I don't know. There's a site like Blast of Silence. I mean, that sounds like poetry to me. What's more of a blast of silence than poetry? And I don't know. It's just like it's just a different. That's a genre that I feel like I could, in the same way that like Le Samurai, that Melville, Jean-Pierre Melville with Alain Delon. That's sort of like a noir update. Noir meets samurai code, just like Ghost Dog, kind of a noir. Noir, it's weird that it exists because it covers a lot of, and it feels, I don't know, it does feel like the most Poe kind of like Baudelaire genre. If Poe was sort of the precursor to this like detective story, urban, Flanner kind of character, and Baudelaire being a co kind of like conspirator in that, this boulevardier kind of poet maudette. The noir character is not really that different. Private investigators, kind of this voyeuristic, seducing, wounded loner, city kind of explorer. I think I've had more luck in those type of genres than like trying to do comedy stuff. Like a lot of the film stuff that I've done has been like sort of like light comedy-ish. But the stuff that I made that was more serious or like black and white, with it's like dying is easy, comedy is hard. With drama you can just kind of like just show stuff. You don't really have to like I don't know, be provoking this fucking anatomical response and like being judged on that every few seconds. But Blast of Silence is kind of a good template because they filmed it like all over the city. There's a houseboat, and just inadvertently, I've watched all these fucking noir movies. So it's like I feel like I don't know. I feel like there's something there. I want to do like an open mic host noir movie, uh, like Johnny Staccato. Cassavetes played this guy who was like a piano player who was also like a private investigator. The duality of the nightclub entertainer slash uh, private dick in the big city. It's nighttime in the big city. It's theme time radio hour. Noir's all about atmosphere and mood and tone poems. I love tone poems. I mean, I've just seen so many great fucking movies this year, and to be honest, it's kind of been worth it. I don't know. Does that sound insane? I mean, movies are just as important or like forefront or magnitude wise in art form really as anything. It's just like going to a museum. It's just like listening to the radio. It's just like going to an open mic or a concert. And for a lot of the last 10 or 15 years, I haven't really watched that many movies. It's crazy to me going this hard into Letterboxd. How I realize how many movies I've seen and how many movies I saw in the fucking theater. I have been to the theater. I have seen a lot of shit in the theater, but it was totally worth it to see fucking Blast of Silence or Cassavetes stuff or Last Summer in the Hamptons or any of this stuff. Like, it's all programming. It's all it's comparable to reading a novel or reading poetry. It's like Frank O'Hara says, right? There's only two things in American poetry that are better than the movies, right? Whitman and Williams, I think is the I'm paraphrasing, like I always do. I'm badly paraphrasing. That's my trademark. It's one of my signatures. It's how I mangle. Can we go over here for a second? Let's go over here for a second. Fuck. Well, I'm talking about Blasted Silence. I don't know. When I was in college, I wanted to write tone poems. When I was like a playwright or like trying to figure out how to write plays or movies, I really just wanted to write tone poems. They don't really have a class for that. It's like everything's action driven. What do the characters want? What are the obstacles? I just couldn't imagine anything less interesting. I want to write a tone poem, god damn it. Like, talk to me like the rain. How is Sweet Bird of Youth has got to be on my list? There's tons of shit that's not on my list that should be. I think I was kind of trying to like make it a little conservative. These are the top 50 movies I saw this year. I mean, yeah, Sweet Bird of Youth definitely got to be on here. I was in Torn Page the other day, so shout out to Roland Baths. I was in Torn Page the other day, which is this amazing arts uh, space, and it was like it it was a poetry workshop, but like you're supposed to bring kind of a piece to do whatever you want. You can do whatever you want. There's a piano there, and it being Torn Page, and it having watched Sweet Bird of Youth, which has Geraldine Page and Rip Torn in it, and a bunch of movies. They're both in that Coppola movie. There's tons of shit I've watched recently that like Geraldine Page is in and Rip Torn are in. And so I'm in fucking Torn Page, which I'm pretty sure is their house. So, I'm like, fuck it. I'm going to do my method acting and I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to live that dream in Torn Page. And I'm just going to sort of do my little Sweet Bird of Youth, Tennessee Williams improvised clown. And then, so I had my Bluetooth speaker. So I was playing TikTok videos. I was playing Dunkachino. And I was being emotional because I'm just feeling emotional recently. Um, it's that time of year. It's Christmas. And so that was a fun little uh I don't know, moment in my life. We didn't get it on tape, so it's not a part of my vlog. You got to watch my new vlog. It's premiering tomorrow. I'm trying to make my vlogs quicker, more entertaining. I'm trying to do them more often. I like the long form vlogs. I like doing 3 hour long vlogs, but I think I could do a vlog every fucking day, to be honest. I could just spiel and do like a fucking 20-minute long vlog a day. Yo, here's a day in my life as a New York City open mic host. Here's a day in my life as New York City's open mic poet. Come with me while I get ready for my fucking show that I have to do. Okay, what else? Yeah, so I'm omitting certain things. Sweet Bird of Youth. I want to get into a production of Sweet Bird of Youth as soon as I can. That was my version of Sweet Bird of Youth on Sunday. And it was theater, so it all went up in smoke. There's no record of it. There's no video of it. It's just gone. All right, Pret-a-Porter, the Robert Altman movie about fashion. I loved. In the Cut, uh, Jane Champion, Meg Ryan, another great New York movie. Sort of like Cruising. An Unmarried Woman, Mazursky explores feminism in the single scene on the Upper East Side in the 70s. You got to go with Unmarried Woman. Uh, yeah, so we're at Torn Page, and I did my little piece, and then afterwards, I can't remember if I brought it up or they brought it up, but they have pictures of Rip Torn and Geraldine Page on the wall, and I mentioned that Coppola movie I had just watched, and she went in and got the DVDs and came out, and I don't know, just doing it in that space, being connected to that. Lansky, the David Mamet. That's another fucking David Mamet script. Lansky, I think it was a fucking HBO movie starring Richard Dreyfuss. I don't even remember that much of the goddamn movie, but I remember liking it. Hammett, which is the Wim Wenders movie about Dashiell Hammett, which I think was actually directed by Coppola. But it's got Mary Lou Henner, who's not really in that many movies, actually. And she's good. And fucking Frederick Forrest, who's like one of the all-time greats, as Dashiell Hammett, who you may know from Falling Down and Apocalypse Now. Priscilla, I like Priscilla. I mean, Sofia Coppola is one of my favorites. I did like Priscilla. It's like they're all kind of essential in a way. They're tone poems. You want to talk about fucking tone poems? I mean, Sofia Coppola movies are totally like mood boards. I think that's enough. I think the internet is proving that. That's why people watch like atmospheric type shit on YouTube. Sometimes you just want a mood. You just want something to hang out with, a vibe. Everybody's just so vibe forward. It's the only thing it's everybody's favorite word, vibe. Lead with the vibe. Just could put a good vibe out. Musically, whatever the fuck. Poetically, we're vibe-based life form. That's all the universe is, just vibrations, right? We're all just vibrations, vibrating off each other. So vibrate accordingly. Raise your vibration. I could do better, I guess. I need to work harder on raising my vibration. Do I have low vibration? Smoking weed, low vibration? I think it kind of is. Southland Tales. I mean, there was just so many great movies. I'd like to watch a lot of these again, to be honest. Quiz Show. I don't even know if that was this year. Park Row. Chinese Coffee. You got to see Chinese Coffee. Al Pacino and Jerry Orbach. Another great New York movie. Salvador, of course, Jim Belushi, Oliver Stone collab. And then JoJo Dance Your Life is Calling. JoJo Dance Your Life is Calling with Richard Pryor. Those are my best films that I watched in 2024, everybody. As you can see, I'm a man of. I also like Wired, the John Belushi movie, even though I watched in like 480p, maybe even less than 480p. It was like 180p. What the hell else? Let me go over to the window for a sec. Come with me, won't you? This will be exciting for everybody. Okay, so we're just talking about best of the year. That's my topic of the day. Best of. My new vlog is uploaded, so once again, get ready for that tomorrow. Look forward to more vlogs. The time is now. We've got to just vlog as much as we can. And try to I don't know. I feel like if I just talk a little bit, I think it will. Well, like the last vlog I posted with Ashley, Christmas, Thanksgiving in bed, that got 150 views. Every couple vlogs, I get 150 or 200 or 300 views just because people are starting to watch vlogs and they're starting to pop up in the searches. And so if you have a certain slant on it, like I said, like, oh, I'm an art student in New York and there's a day in the life of whatever, West Village. I mean, I hate doing the typical kind of captions and titles and screen grabs. I've got my esoteric way of titling things. To me, that's part of the signature, is the fact that I have these kind of like emo kind of abstract titles. It's like vapor to me, it's like vaporwave or something. It's like that's part of what makes it what it is that it doesn't just say, "Hey, live streaming with scenes from a life." It's like I've got kind of a funky, uh, poetic title or whatever. That's like that's the title of today's poem slash sermon slash routine slash trauma dump slash slash slash. And so, welcome to my nightmare, everybody. Thank you for like and subscribe for more. It's not. I mean, it's high vibration. We're bringing value. We are. I've been getting more into Reddit. Is that a bad sign, everybody? I don't know. I mean, well, this idea that the fringe is the mainstream is the fringe. Like MSNBC's viewership is way down, and it's not coming back since the election. And so it's like it's just weird how once people see you get like public opinion turn a certain way, it's like then more people start to turn that way. And so it's like you can feel YouTube getting stronger, more people coming in, more people making money. And I also just think we're in this time where it's like suddenly the culture has shifted and influencers are kind of like the dream. The American dream is to like be a fucking YouTuber or a fucking TikTok or a whatever, Instagram, to get some kind of paid promotion, to make $1,000 a post or $30,000 a post or to get some kind of, partnership. I mean, especially in New York, it's like you see people that are getting it done all the time. It's like all of the people that are getting it done are here. And so I, you know, I don't really want to do any of that cheesy shit of like, oh, let me brand my YouTube page. So it's like, oh, I look like book YouTube, right? It's like, oh, I'll talk about, I don't know, Cormac McCarthy or Michelle Houellebecq. So this girl asked me what my favorite novel was or book or something. I said Underworld by Don DeLillo because I just wanted to say something that was like prose, that was like, I don't know, something they'd heard of that was sort of, I don't know. I guess that's like a boomer's idea of what cool is, but it's true. I mean, I don't know. Underworld is definitely one of my favorite fucking books, probably my favorite contemporary book, and why the hell not? It's just, I mean, what am I going to name some esoteric poetry book? Like what would my favorite poetry book be? I don't know. Um, I guess I'm being kind of loud here. Uh, but Roland Batts, my man, was like he loves Baudelaire and Rimbaud. So I think I don't know. Reading that book, that Franco Bifo book about how Rimbaud is basically the way that modern finance works. We're just kind of divorcing the signifier from the signified. You're divorcing the use value from the object, and that's what finance does. Where it's just like it's not tied to anything real. It's like language poetry. Um, but I guess I am being fucking too loud. Shit. Okay, yeah, I'm being too loud. I should probably get off pretty soon, actually. Um, the perils of. Thank you for watching. Oh yeah, so we're doing best of 24. What the hell else was the best of 24? Best shows. What were the best shows that happened this year? I mean, uh, there was tons of good fucking. The Billy Lamont readings. Shout out to Billy Lamont for inviting me on that shit. The Hello, or what's that place? 96 Tears reading. I was gonna say hello goodbye. Um, the Copacabana reading, the all of the Lonesome readings, the one at Jefferson Market Library, the one at the Copacabana, the Unnameable reading with Bruce Andrews, um, the one at Tibet House, right? New York Poetry Festival was awesome. Uh, Spoonbill was a blast, and then the reading with Sparrow, Bob Holman in that garden was dope. The Christmas show was awesome. What the hell else? The open mics are just like they all kind of blur into one thing. It's all just kind of one show that never ends. Um, why was there any kind of like standout performers or anything? Uh, um, I feel like I probably shouldn't name any specific names because with the open mic, I don't know. I don't necessarily want to single anybody out as doing better than anybody else. Everybody puts in effort. Everybody, puts himself out there. Oh boy. Shit. So I'm gonna do 45 more minutes. Ay, ay, ay. All right. What the hell else do I need to talk about? I have 3 people watching. Oh my god. Let me go through some of the best songs. Goodbye Horses by Lazarus. Definitely one of the best songs this year that I heard. Like I said, Dumb and Dumber soundtrack. If You Don't Love Me, I'll Kill Myself by Pete Roche. New Age Girl, Dead Eye Dick, Where I Find My Heaven, Crash, The Primitives, The Ballad of Peter Pumpkin Eater. Oh yeah, Kingpin soundtrack as well, of course. Got to shout out the Fairley Brothers soundtrack. I mean, you gotta shout out Pink Pony Club. I was listening to Pink Pony Club. I forget. Oh, at karaoke. We went to karaoke at Branded last week, and I sang "Town Without Pity." They didn't really like it. I didn't really get over with the audience. I don't know. I sounded like shit, I guess. But somebody sang Pink Pony Club, and as I'm sitting there reading the lyrics, I'm like, this is my life. This is exactly my life. So I'm probably going to do Pink Pony Club at the open mic. I'm going to learn how to play it. And I will do Pink Pony Club. I'm like, this is like exactly everything I'm going through. And the Pink Pony Club, that kind of sounds like the Red Room. Kind of sounds like and it's a huge fucking song, right? I mean, Jesus Christ, it doesn't get any bigger than that right now. It seems like, I don't know, maybe it's just one of those TikTok things like McGee. Like, how big is McGee really? I'm not sure. Oh yeah, Rose Garden. I Never Promise You a Rose Garden. Great song. Add that to your list. Type Shit. I just love the phrase type shit. That's on my best of 25, 24. Type Shit. Small Town Boy, Bronski Beat. That's a dope song. It's like a TikTok song. 1985, Bowling for Soup. It's like one of my anthems recently. I'm lucky there's two good songs written about my birth year. 1985 by Bowling for Soup and 1985 by Wings McCartney. Fuck. There should be like a letterboxed for open mics. Maybe I'll read some of my poetry now. I know that's what everybody's like dying to fucking to hear new poetry. That's what I've been working on. I don't know. It does feel like sinking all this time into writing. I don't know. To me, it's like it would be to write things like for content. Like I want to write scripts that I can turn into like shorts that I can put on Instagram, that I can put on TikTok, whatever. Even though nobody really does that, as much as we talk about how this shit is content, it's like nobody's really making content. It's like everybody just makes like ads. It's all just like self promotion. It's all just like, hey, here's a flyer. Hey, here's like 15 seconds from my fucking stand up thing or crowd work or whatever. Or maybe a poem I wrote, I guess. But it's not like, oh, if you were to film like, I don't know, like a movie quality scene and put it on Instagram, or like if you were to put like your music video on Instagram or TikTok, it's like no one's gonna watch your music video on TikTok. Like if you put an ad for your music video that's like 10 seconds long, people will be like, oh, that's cool. But if you put your whole music video on there, people just be like, fuck this. Which I don't know. I don't really like YouTube. It's like people don't really put like short films and shit on YouTube that I can tell. It's like they put like unboxing videos, and now it's like video podcasts or book talk shit, but it's, vlogs. It's not like, oh, I wrote this fucking like screenplay and filmed a short film and put it on fucking YouTube. Like, you can do that, but it seems like they have a certain end that they want people to provide content for. they want people to post that type of thing, vlogs, personal. Now it's live streams. This is the fucking like craze now since the election. It's like, what is this about? Who's Hassan Piker? Who the fuck is Hassan Piker? Okay, well, fuck. Let me see what I can do poetry-wise here. What do I got that I want to read? It's called Shit Fire. 12/18/24. Shit Fire. I hear oratorios when I spell. Quick, get the Travelo. He makes us all speedier. Portnoy's not complaining about the result. Insane clown party is flowing from the tip of my moments of poetry with Ashley. The editor from Hobart brought up a while back. That's as far as I got. So that's like today. I haven't finished that. Okay, let's try this hard drive space. Hard drive space. The coast is clear. Don't have a monopoly on any good day of the week. You can come in the private curtain. Same thing we don't/can't offer. Cyclone in the dark. Turned into a funeral coach. My newest discovery outshining me again. Crashing out on the long loop home. Coney Island is night and the winter wind, like the Titanic at the bottom of the ocean. I go to other things too. A citizen of poetry, one of the Marx Brothers, infamous amongst the famous. Okay, this is called Surefire. We had Shitfire, now we've got Surefire. They cut Rambo's leg off because he walked too much in the valley of Frank O'Hara. Coming apart at the seams and at all the other parts too. Did you want your money back from the task force? Sweet spot is after midnight. Need another place to stay, meaning getting ahead who needs to snuggle. More after the break. We just kind of do it any way we can. The interns and staff fill in as if they're real callers. But then I unblocked when I thought the better of it. Matt Rife is in a movie with Owen Wilson. It looks like Owen Wilson is back. I don't know if people saw that the other day where Owen Wilson was at Rolling Loud. I don't really know what the fuck Rolling Loud is. I think it's some kind of music festival. But apparently Owen Wilson was there shooting a movie with Matt Rife. Of all fucking people. So Matt Rife is living my childhood dream. And he's from Gallipolis, Ohio. Matt Rife is literally from, like, my friend John used to live in Gallipolis. It's a speed trap. Gallipolis is a speed trap where Matt Rife is from. And now he's famous somehow. I saw his book the other day in Barnes & Noble. Like, Matt Rife has got a book in every Barnes & Noble in America. It's about how his grandpa used to take him to fucking stand-up comedy open mics. The Funny Bone in Columbus, Ohio. before he died. It's like Hillbilly Elegy. Is every fucking book going to be like Hillbilly Elegy now? Oh, my grandpappy used to take me to fucking open mic night. He had 16 guns around his house. Then he got hooked on crystal meth. So, fuck JD Vance and the fucking Hillbilly Elegy and Matt Rife. I mean, come on. It's like, that's the most infuriating part is like, we're living in this era of unprecedented like wealth and fame, and it's just like the worst people. It's just like the least interesting, like dumbest, it's like Joe Rogan comedians. Like something is like blandening the culture, like things like Andrew Schultz, things that should not. I guess because the internet, people want to see something that's average. They don't want to see some kind of like Hollywood elitist fucking thing. They want to see something that's like them. Or I don't even know. I don't even fucking know what it is. It's like YouTube kind of like it's egalitarian, I guess, in that it can make anybody famous, but then it just feels like just a bunch of randos. It just feels like a bunch of contest winners like got famous. It's like they don't really seem like distinct people. They just like what the fuck is the difference between a lot of these streamers? They just even something like Call Her Daddy. I was looking at like the power rankings of like the top 100 most influential like people in the fucking media. First of all, they're all conservative. They're all like the top. Rogan is 2. I think Elon Musk was number 1. I think the cat wants to come in here. Um, God damn it. I guess I should do this in the basement. This is so embarrassing. Mom! Just like Wayne's World. How did they predict it? How did they predict that we were all going to have TV shows in our houses that were just like about whatever stupid little. It's like when you make these accounts, you have to do that. You have to be like, oh, I am this identity. I'm a poet in New York. Oh, here's my life as a poet in New York. Oh, poet in New York vlog. Um, yeah, I'm just yapping more about fucking Matt Rife. God damn it. Well, just like the dumbest, most average shit. I mean, is there anything? I guess people love Bo Burnham. Even Bo Burnham, it's like it's fucking like show tunes for little kids. It's like even Taylor Swift is like that. It's like this is like Harry Potter fucking music for like 35-year-old unmarried professionals with good jobs. It's all just like storybook Disney shit. Somehow, it all feels like slightly uh, fucking juvenile or something. Even Bo Burnham. It's like, I don't know. I don't know what to point to culturally. That's like I don't know, Vampire Weekend or something. John Mulaney. I don't know. Fucking Hanif Abdurraqib. I mean, I guess he's good. I didn't read. I had They Can't Kill Us Until They Kill Us. I wasn't that impressed. I guess I should read some of the newer stuff. Now I'm just going after people. for why I'm not a success on YouTube. My point is that my fucking live stream is too serious. Okay, this is an adult conversation. I don't know why people don't watch. I don't know why I'm not successful. It feels like the audience doesn't get me, or they. I don't know. I just don't. I don't really have the likability with it on. I don't know. I don't. I'm not connecting. I mean, look at this. I'm streaming to 4 fucking people after years and years and years and years of doing this. Although apparently Hassan Piker streams 8 hours a day and has since 2018 or something. I mean, I'm definitely not going that hard. Even doing this 4 hours a week, it's like, Jesus Christ. There's other things I could be doing. And, well, I just saw my year-end statistics for YouTube, right? So they showed me all my readout of, like, how I performed. I think I got 100, was it 170 new subscribers? It was either 117 or 170. I don't remember exactly. Let me see if I can find it. It was an email. It wasn't even like a pop-up wrapped or anything. Let's see. But it was like so few that I'm like, this is just pathetic. Like, what the fuck am I even doing on this? Like, I stream my dick off all year. 131 subscribers. That's not that many. I mean, I've got 400, which is also not that many, but it's better than, I mean, some people have, a lot of people are just now starting YouTube pages and shit, right? But it's like, you know, some of these fucking book accounts have got 400,000 subscribers or more, a million. And it's all like, oh, here's my apartment tour. And they have like these sick apartments, sick location. You're just like, you're making all this money from being like a fucking book YouTuber. Like, fuck you. How do I get, I'm pissed off because that's not me. Like, how do I become a book? Well, there's one girl on YouTube. It's like she was like a finance person. She worked for some, I don't even remember, you know, some kind of firm. So she was already like very high performing, high income, lived in Manhattan. And then she's just like, I think she got laid off or something. She's like, I'll just start making YouTube videos. And like super type A people are just like, oh, if you make videos, you just keep making videos. I don't know. To me, it's an artistic expression. The lo-fi garbage way that I do this. It's the way that I get it. It feels like zine, or I don't know, like growing up seeing, you know, John Porcellino, right? King Cat Comics. How else do you get that quality? How else do you get that distorted guitar? Kind of scribbled, Shrigley, David Shrigley, kind of crummy beauty. You know, I want my vlogs and everything to have this kind of like vibrating Dr. Katz quality. I don't know what the hell is going on. Sponsored by Utz. Speaking of crummy, it's part of my signature. It's one of my trademarks, the Utz potato chips. Well, thank you for watching, even though I disabled the chat. I just couldn't, you know, I couldn't deal with. I mean, I love talking to everybody, but I don't know. I just wanted to get on and, you know, be present. Like I said, I've just been kind of out. Been trying to be out in real life, in person, in the cabarets, and get on stage. And, you know, I do, you know, this hasn't been like just like an afterthought for me. Like, I have prioritized this to be honest, for the past, you know, few years in my life. And it's great. I mean, 130 new subscribers is pretty fucking, you know, considering that's like, you know, 33% of what I had or something. It doubled. So what is that? That's like an increase of almost half or something, a third. But it's also like you know, I'm not like some big YouTube fucking sensation like Justin Kurtzikis. Didn't write fucking Challengers or Queer. My vlogs get 20 views, 30 views, 50 views. And the streams are a lot of fucking work to do if like, 35 people are gonna watch and I'm gonna get 5 likes. But I don't know. I don't know how to get it. I've just been getting a lot of shit recently, and so I'm just trying to figure out how do I. I've been seeing all these Goggins videos about you're a bitch, you gotta do the work. You're just not doing the fucking work. You gotta do something that sucks every day. You gotta train your body to do shit that sucks. I never really took a cold shower, but I used to take a hot shower and then I would turn it cold when I would get out. I used to put myself in uncomfortable situations more. I would go outside of my comfort zone. I would do things I was afraid of. I would meditate. I was a little more disciplined. I would do things that suck. I've become I think the internet has fostered like this culture of like self-care. It's like you don't have to do anything like you don't want to do. Like, you need to like if you need to take a personal day and like be easy on yourself, just for like self-care. It's like no, I mean sometimes you gotta do shit you don't want to do. Sometimes you gotta go to the fucking dentist. It sucks ass, but you gotta get on stage, you gotta bomb. You gotta go up not knowing what you're gonna do. You gotta whatever it is, have uncomfortable whatever it is, You gotta live stream when you're tired. Because you're committed to your fucking audience. Thank you guys for watching. But I don't know. It does just feel like when other people see it and say belittling things about it, like, oh, you're live streaming to 2 people, like, oh, it's fucking pathetic. Like, I don't know. It's like with poetry, there's a different sense of economy, which is sort of how he's justifying things. Like, you're getting a more concentrated listening and you're getting a more focused on. I mean, all the meatheads that are listening to Joe Rogan, it's like they have a lower consciousness. And even a lot of the so-called literary people are not really that enlightened. They're also kind of low frequency, okay? Not to talk shit or anything, but I mean, there's a lot of good writers. I'm not talking shit about the poets. I'm talking shit about the sort of pseudo. I mean, especially now, it's the hot girlification of literature, right? I wanted to talk about this. I feel it's important to address this. There's a need to address this, the hot girlification of literature, where, well, it's part of the whole gender gap that's happening. Men are not reading anymore, or if they are, they're reading fucking Robert Greene or fantasy. They're probably reading George R. Martin or some shit like that. Whatever the adult equivalent of like Redwall, Brian Jacques, or whatever the fuck that guy's name was. That's what they're reading. Whereas women are like more educated, right? They have white collar jobs there. And it's also become this weird like flex and like status thing for like hot chicks to prove, I guess, probably that they're not just like it's an accessory. Like I just saw this Chanel. Chanel had some fucking like book talk. It's like it's in this season, I think. I read something about like Bella Hadad had some picture with a book. Kendall Jenner was reading Chelsea Hodson's book, which I was like, really? I didn't realize Chelsea Hodson was that known, but that's pretty cool. It's pretty hot. Excuse me, I'll be right back. But it's like, well, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure it is like an interiority thing, or like, M. Rada wrote a fucking book. I guess it's like the Legally Blonde thing, where it's just like, well, I'm not just a pair of, it's like I got into Harvard Law. I'm in the LA Review of Books, okay? I'm a writer. I'm a writer. I'm a fucking writer. What I have to say is important, okay? People read it. People pay me to put it in. It's not because I'm like hot. Got nothing to do with like the fact that the editors want to fuck me or whatever. I'm a writer. Yeah, so I don't know. I wipe my ass with publishing. I should try harder to get things published, I guess. I really have the most disastrous like life. My life has just been like one calamity, slippery banana peel after another. Just one. My life has been like this perfect slapstick self-sabotage. I mean, the fact that Trump got elected when I was 31 years old really fucked everything up. I mean, he sabotaged us for a decade. It was just like somebody put a fucking bomb that just exploded. Even though my 30s were great, it was like a war. It already felt like we fought this fucking thing. Now the stock market is tanking. That's the other thing, is like the stock market is down more consecutive days than any in like 50 years. And it's like, because they know what's going to happen when Trump gets in office. He's going to tank the economy with these fucking tariffs. I mean, I was just talking about it. They were talking about they were going to buy a laptop now because 3 months from now or 6 months from now, they're going to be more expensive because of these stupid fucking tariffs. The economy is actually strong, right? Like the Fed just cut rates again today. So Biden, who doesn't really get any credit, fixed the economy, but now Trump's just going to come in and destroy it again. But it'll take a year or two. People come in and think, oh, Trump's really kicking ass on this economy. But it's crazy the stock market is tanking. You'd think, if anything, those people would be fucking stoked. But I guess they're not as stupid as they seem. They're unloading all their shit before whatever crash is coming. But apparently Elon Musk's fucking wealth doubled, the asshole, which is not a surprise at all. I mean, what he's doing should be illegal. Whatever it is, the way he's like underwriting these political campaigns. Apparently now he's going to give Nigel Farage in the UK a bunch of money. So he's basically going to be like having influence on, he might continue to do this all over the fucking world. And Elon Musk might just be sort of like proxy fucking controller, puppeteer of all this shit. But it's the hot girlification of literature. Literature will save us. It's like, do men read? Do they? It's like it's an indication they're a good person. I don't know. It just feels kind of like something you're trying to hold over people. It doesn't. That's the thing that kind of annoys me about literature, as sort of like some kind of like style, aesthetic, or lifestyle definition. It just feels like a little bit snooty and There's a class element, definitely. It feels like you're kind of some kind of upper crust. If you can afford to do that now, if you can afford to go to some kind of private school or boarding school or wear your little blazer and tie with the little fucking school insignia on it, it costs $80,000 a year. You're not in public school with all the animals like the rest of us. It's like being in prison. You're just thrown in there with the general population. Fend for yourself amongst all the bullies and ignoramuses and future MAGA, skinhead, psycho, the true plurality of this great nation of ours, and all its wonderful diversity. New Yorkers rarely get a taste of that anymore. The city is so gated. It's such a velvet rope city at this point. It's just all hot people who are brilliant. I don't know, pretending to be fucking artists. Or maybe they are. They're models, they're fucking actors, whatever. Timothy Chalamet lives here, for Christ's sake. Oh yeah, this girl came into the open mic. She said she found us. We were the number one result on Reddit. She Googled best open mic New York City. We were the number one result in Reddit stand-up forum. And that's not necessarily because we were the number one result, but it was chronological. So we're on Monday. So the first thing it said was Monday at KGB. It was good. So we're number one, baby, in the Google AdWords. Yeah, I mean, check out the show. Check out the Open Mic Monday show. It was a good show. I don't know if people watch those videos or if they are even watchable, but I'm going to get off pretty soon. I'm going to do 2 hours. Thank you for watching. Maybe I'll just read some more. The hot girlification of literature. You know what? I support it. Why the fuck not? Welcome to the party, ladies. Okay, 12/14/24. This is called Coming Clean. New York City Diaries staying off the photo booth. We're having lunch victual. The internet was going on. It was a system reset, which at this point last week I'd be doing nothing. Abused as a child, glog wash routine in the morning. He bong humps me as a teacher. Dirty and intrusive like a pigeon or John Ryan. Demonstrating curiosity about the world. I don't ask questions about what's developing within me to do. I just do it. In winter, they place the sky on the ground so you can see better in the elongated dark. Prices don't go back down. They raise the price of chickens. This smells good. I better film it. Donde está la noche? Roaring Mad Tom. At the White Castle, they refer to us by name. Maybe I'll order more. How's everybody doing tonight? My receipt came out of the printer blank, so I wrote my items on it by hand, craving a document. Take your folding crave. I want my rain burger of chicken joy. Nursing myself with poesy. That wasn't a gift. He wants his money back. Matt Rife starring with Owen Wilson in a film about Rolling Loud. What am I doing with my life? I'm terrible. Blah, blah, blah. He looked all nice getting kicked out of the house. I'm going to use that money to apply to college. Better come up with something first. The city is my wife. It's my life. 15 years of rocky marriage. Highs of bliss, storms of disaster, full of invective. Sore guest buying your way in. Only radiant in your ability to pay for it. See, math listens. That was the big moment of my life. Not everybody liked it. She's the final boss of give me my money back. That's never I quit. Near the weird lodge without a job. Should stop telling people how much I relate to Sweet Bird of Youth. Are you a gigolo? She asks. I have a right to be political and leftist on the mic. Unchained from 96th Street. Only meant it'd be a good part for me. intersecting at this point with my life, using my YouTube in a court of law. I explore it and scene study interference Jim Varney on the Squawk Box. Everything's taking me home even when they're dead. Maybe they're in love after class. The loudest is the most insecure. Just tell me what the right thing to do is, but I can't guarantee that I'll do it. I can only write dialogue from the situation that I'm in. Look at the positive. All this sadness is good for my poetry. I just hope I still get to do it here with I'm more valuable free, able to travel through the city, catalyzing art through performance. Took me to April to buy it, and I didn't even use it anyway. Can't waste another year like this one. It's her birthday too, which makes sense. She's twice as pissed. A career dagger that you love can't go back to bed, though I stayed in it all day without much rest. Think I'll watch Mixed Nuts. But where is Ashley? I don't deserve to be taken care of. That should be me up there, accepting a major award. Anything I got, I earned, to little or no effect. It was all exactly what I hoped it would look like. Okay, 12/11/24. Save face. I wrote it on the way over like a birthday card at the dental boutique. What are you doing here? Do you take my insurance? But I couldn't eat it later over the phone thanks to shellfish exposure. Harry, I took care of it. I like you in 100 ways. I just wish we could all stay instead of one. It was quite a billowing line, too. Mark my territory, sure as you're born. Heavens to Betsy, I'm glad you liked it. Ultra Boy to antifreeze. That was something I should have tried to do. Women treat me like an object. My life's about to explode. The tiny pinhole of spotlight of Pluto is looking on Aquarius like a rifle scope. You are in the crosshairs of our attention like an execution. This technique doesn't work on us. Colleen Hoover, it's the hot girlification of literature. Fuck that shit. I don't give a shit. Lighting the script on fire, things are pretty heated. Maybe I should wait till they settle down. Shouldn't have been eating all that ice cream and pastry. Ben and Jerry milk and cookies decomposes my molar. Your family life falls apart when you're on the road 300 days a year. Family is important and it costs money to go there, which is why they offer to pay for it. Reading clown, watching my good works burst to the surface. It's not anything they didn't do. I know I do good in the world. So far, this new era has been about people chewing me out. I died out of spite to prove a point, giving on my own terms, riding your bike high over the city across the Manhattan Bridge in the cold winds of December, skinning me alive down to common core of my shape. I was doing it to make you proud. My mom likes that stuff too. I can only do one thing at a time. They're not excuses, they're reasons. Asking Britannica, we're all weak cauldrons of scone. Dive bombing the year, needing to make it home. It's late. We stopped at Charlene's for a nightcap. It'll only take you so far waiting on split platforms for our ride. Okay, alright, well, maybe I'll just talk for a couple more fucking minutes. I mean, we already covered the hot girlification of literature. Uh, which is an important cultural development, I think. And that's what this book talk ploy is all about. Well, okay, I've got some sincere poetry. I've been writing sincere poetry. Maybe I'll read one of these from my orange uh, Eclipse USA. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got here. Okay. This is called No SantaCon. Missed SantaCon because it's 29 degrees outside all day. I don't mind SantaCon. I just avoid anybody dressed like Santa Claus. Relearning to be an English major, I was happy in college. I wanted to write tone poems. I'm still not sure how to do it. He says I need to make money. I thought I was making a difference, but at whose expense? Stealing time from loved ones to give all to the proof of creation. We undergird whole scenes, fueling their planets with our circulation. That we exist once a week lubricates ulterior activities and gets me paid, robbing Peter to pay Paul. Open mic poets, stand up comics, YouTubers with less than 500 subscribers, zine publishers, acoustic guitar dudes, women writers. Okay. Farm report. Farm report. You have to be 2 steps ahead at all times, smelting the gold bars into the banisters and railings of your escaped sailboat. Don't know if I can make it tonight. The city is heating up, creating a slight discomfort. We don't need that part. I feel less welcome in all this accelerated capitalism. Even Poets House, the dollar racks are now $5. I know, it's insane. They're only trying to help. Delayed release, post quarantine hedonism. I've got no draw. We live to serve. That's not a real threat. The state and microcosm comedy duo. You be one clown like husbands, I'll be the other. Sometimes it's better to fly under the radar. I'm not sure why, but they didn't invite us. Creativity factory. My 20s were apprenticeship, my 30s a war, my teens suppression and work. Like John Ryan playing Mario Paint, Unbroken Stallion. If you're not going to cause trouble, what's the point in having you around? We close in 15 minutes, 20% off your day. Just want to knock off one more page, like I used to, in the Columbus Metropolitan Library, Gahanna branch, down the street from Rocky Fork Drive South, where my dad and Susan lived. I like the idea of micropolitan. New York City is a Micronesia of micropolitan, polyps of scenes exploding like popcorn kernels. Should I have gone to Richard Hallett Car Crash Collective? I don't know how anything works. You're sick of hearing about it. I buy this time, you buy next time. My treat. Okay, it's called My Treat. Oh, well, fuck. I don't know. I don't know. That's all too sincere. Okay, well, we have 2 minutes left. Thank you guys for watching. Come to the New Year's Eve, December 30th open mic, and I'll be at the marathon on January 1st. What else? Anything else? Celebrate the heart girlification of literature by vlogging your bookshelf. I mean, it's all happening. It's all happening like it should. People are publishing, they're reading. What else can we do? We're trying to spread enlightenment and go deeper, learn from each other. We're doing it on stage. I think that's kind of exciting. We're melding it with show business and performance and how do we appeal to the algorithm? Will the algorithm ever take pity on us and shine upon us and grant us extempore, right? That's something that we've been talking about recently. extemporaneous, just doing it without the script, setting the script on fire, like I said in the poem, setting the script on fire. That's kind of where we're at, you know, in the uh, in the soup of live streaming. You know, we can method act to, you know, that's the whole point of my scenes from a life thing, has been living the part. The poetry is the dialogue. It's the script. It's the residue. It's the evidence. It's the dossier. It's the notepad. It's the drain catch. It's the windshield where all the life forms splatter their guts all over so that everybody can see all the little moments. Like little fucking hearts exploding in your windshield. In pain because of the way they were assassinated emotionally by what you did to them, what transpired or what was, versus what they wanted, what the little hearts wanted. And so it's all a performance. It's all theater. It's all rebel without a cause, frustration against why is the world failing us? Why is it this way? You know, why is China living like it's 2024 and the United States is basically it's 1972, everything froze. We're living in the ruins of the 1972 high water mark, where it crested, where everything crested and broke back, like Hunter S. Thompson says. Expecting to fly. And so now what? We just live in this shitty car, addicted, oil guzzling, automaton parking lot. And it's full of just low vibration, man. And just because something is massively popular, I mean, 15 million people are watching with Joe Rogan. It doesn't mean that it's, I mean, God bless him. I don't have anything against Joe Rogan. Like, I actually, you know, it is what it is. It's worth watching. There's a lot of misinformation, probably. I'd love to be on it. I mean, that would be the fastest way to have like a cultural relevance. It's just be on Joe Rogan fucking podcast. How insane is that? The host of Fear Factor and the host of The Apprentice are guiding the fate of humanity, as it were. Didn't have that on my bingo card. But I'll just, you know, I'm going to dissociate by focusing on the high girlification of literature. Sounds good to me. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. Let's get into it. So, I don't know. Just keep writing your fucking ass off. Keep making art. Smoke them. Just keep having a great time. That's what they want to stop. They want to stop. You know, they want to reverse the 60s. They want to reverse. I saw this quote. I don't know if it's true, but Trump said something about he wants to undo FDR. FDR is like a dictator that we're still living under. I'm not sure if that was a real quote or not. They just want to spoil the party for everybody and stop you from having fun by making everything too expensive to exist. So you have to work all the time. And this city works too much. It drives me nuts. I mean, I guess everybody's partying on the weekend, but I'm just laying in bed. Monday's the big night of my week. That's the poetry night. It's the night nobody else wants. It's the night of Monday Nitro and Monday Raw. public access. People need help on Mondays. You're really doing holy work on Monday because everybody hates Monday. There's nothing to look forward to on Monday. It's everybody's least favorite day, so you got to give them something to look forward to. It's a way of taking, that's what poetry does. Poetry takes this thing that nobody wants and rescues it and makes it special. Because it's all special. Everything is special. If you're allowed to inhabit it. The problem is everything is getting so expensive that nobody can really inhabit anything unless they're already rich. Like I saw Gracie Abrams on SNL. That's J.J. Abrams' daughter. It's like, Jesus Christ. Lily Rose Depp. It's like, who decided these people should be famous? It's just, it's interesting how visibility and fame is becoming more like a commodity almost. Like as an influencer or as a Nepo baby, it's like that's the one thing your parents can get for you. That's something you can use to show status. It's like, oh, I'm on SNL. I'm Gracie Abrams. It's like, well, there's nothing that really stands out about her, I guess. And her dad directed those god awful Star Wars movies. So he's ultra powerful. So it's like, just buy tons of social media attention, buy tons of streams. And I should do that. I should just set up some kind of stream factory. I should just get all the ghetto iPhones from Ghosts of iPhones Past and set up a stream farm. I'm just streaming my YouTube videos all day, every day. Oh, this guy's vlogs are getting really popular. Of course, I've done 2 hours, so now they're going to start feeding more viewers. I'm building a stream farm in my bedroom, everybody. I'm just gonna stream all of my content all day. I'm gonna stream my YouTube videos, my music, System Lord, my vlogs. I mean, I don't know. You gotta just now. It just feels like the game is just you just gotta penetrate any way you can. You got to just get yourself in front of people and somehow become a meme, basically. Just become some kind of meme account, some kind of human. Brand with instant, I don't know, recognizability, instant relevance, instant value, instant identifiability. But a lot of these podcasts and shit, it's they've seemed non-distinct. It's just you see these guys come up in TikTok talking as if they're some authority. It's you don't recognize them, you don't know who they are. They're not famous. They don't even look like they could be famous. They just look like they work at fucking Vimeo or something or Spotify. They just look like they go to concerts at Brooklyn Steel or they work at Milk Studios or something. It's they have a microphone and they're just talking like they're some or they're financial guru or whatever it is. They there's all these people that are affecting this pose like they're experts or and it is very hard to tell what's worth listening to. How is that any different than just listening to some fucking person in a bar? You're just this person's nuts or just because you can get people to listen to you. A lot of times the people that are able to get people to listen to you, I don't know. To some degree, I think you have to do that. I think you have to grab people's attention somehow by like butting in, by being ostentatious, by sort of taking up space. I think, oh my God, now I got 7 people watching. I got to get off, everybody. Go back and watch from the beginning. Look, my clothes are falling apart. It's insane. Go back to I had some controversial takes about the hot girlification of literature. Harry Potter was the gateway drug. Lemony Snicket. Well, thank you for watching. I think we covered a lot of ground. I don't know. It was all over the fucking place, but it's an art, the art of streaming. My how-to. My quick tutorial. I'm teaching a class, streaming poetics. How to stream, everybody. For just $400, you get a 6-hour seminar. I'll teach you everything you need to know about being a live streamer. I should like charge people to be like, here's how you become a poet. Here, I'll show you how to make zines. I'll show you how to start an open mic, sign people up, host readings, how to vlog, start a poetry band. Here's how you become a poet in New York. Here's the six video series. Notebooks, publishing, self-publishing, creating a zine, magazine. All right. Well, thank you guys for watching. Yeah, I don't know. Who knows? Stay tuned. I'll probably be back on maybe tomorrow. If not tomorrow, the next day. Soon. I'll probably be on this. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen, to be honest. I'm taking it one day at a time here. I'd like to go back to Ohio. We'll see what's going to happen. I need to go to the dentist. I emailed them today. We'll see what the fuck they say. This is my video called all the rando strangers out there on the internet that are kind enough to be a part of the community, the online family. It's an esoteric calling, but we're here. We're doing it. It's slowly growing. 130 subscribers this year. Wahoo! That's about 10 a month or so, 11 a month. Not great, but it is what it is. I mean, it's not bad. It's probably my biggest year of growth, maybe, but I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to take it to the next level, or just make anything happen. I need to, I don't know, figure out how to make money or something. Something's got to click. I mean, I love what I'm doing. Don't get me wrong. Like I said, I love my books. I love city life. I think I'm doing important work. I think we're changing people's lives. I think the evidence is there to show that, even if they, are not that stoked to admit it. I think we've done a lot of good for a lot of people. Even though it's also just kind of funny. I don't know. To me, it's like a lot of the corruption is like a joke. It's Tammany Hall. It's the 5 Points. It's downtown. It's like there's not real corruption. It's like a parody of that. It's like it's just a way to kind of like, I don't know, spice up the character and fit in with that kind of historical scope, I guess. And not that those are like necessarily. That's why it's a parody. It's sort of like a joke about um, this era of autocracy that we live in. Where there are real authoritarian clowns in charge of everything. Stand-up comedians, which is sort of like this weird parody of poetry or something. It's like a weird Nazi poetry. And we're in the cabaret, and we're fucking Liza Minnelliing our ass off here, trying to keep the vibes up. And, the poets are strong. They're creating a dome of light that protects us. And, my book is a city, you know, and so are my vlogs on no budget. As you live by example. You live by example, and other people. You're always, everybody's teaching each other every which way all the time, but I don't know. To me, I think the most valuable thing you can do is uh, enact your own ideas, whatever your ideas are. You know, like even putting on clothes is like creative. The clothes you pick out in the store, like that's no different really than writing a poem. It's just like, oh, I have this line that I like. I have this line that I like. It's like they go together. Yeah, that looks hot. That's the poem. Yeah, I have this top. I have these pajama pants. I have this V-neck. Boom. That's my personal style essay. I was even thinking about applying to grad school. The deadline for the MFA program is January 15th. I'm like, okay, I need two letters of recommendation, 20 pages, packet, and transcripts, and a statement of intention or something. It's like, why not? Why not just go to fuck? It's like, I don't know. I don't know how else. There don't seem to be any other options. They want to kind of corral you into this like debt prison. And for rich people, they can afford to get an MFA in poetry. Their parents just pay for it or whatever. Daddy pays for it. So they can be poets. Their parents just buy it for them. The rest of us, it's like, what am I supposed to do? I mean, I'd like to sell 100,000 copies of my book. I'd like to believe in a world where people thought I was cool. I think my book is cool. They'd rather read fucking who's that guy? Young Pueblo. There's all these like super generic Instagram poets at Barnes and Noble. It's like, why not this? Why don't people buy this? I don't know. I guess because it's just an attack on mainstream poetry and the status quo in general. I'm just trying to claw the status quo. That's what this is about, and create, the world in microcosm, recreate the totality of life in this little model train set. Which is really what it is. This is a model train set with just little people and chimneys and smokestacks and trees going every which way, bridges and waterfalls and little churches and towns, micropolitan. All right, well, it's 2 a.m. Thank you guys for watching. It's Book Talk. It's YouTube. I'm a book YouTuber now. That's how I'm going to brand myself. I'm reinventing myself. Check out my new vlog. I think it's got more entertainment value than typical. It's yeah, and I don't know, just exciting things are happening. We're kind of doing all these. It's like the Rat Pack, or like a comedy team. We're all over town. We're forging this kind of network of activity and fervor and poetry as a way of kind of lampooning the seriousness of the institutions and the farcicalness of their codes of conduct. And we're keeping art alive in the Dionysian spirit and the wine, the little wine drinker me, and it's the Roaring Twenties. Most people in New York are rich. You know, they're like they're more like the CEO probably, or like a family member of the CEO, than they are like me. You know, truly, I don't know, scrappy people are hard to come by in the city these days. They don't really get rewarded. You get rewarded if you're like, I don't know, have some kind of pedigree or something. It's like the snobbier you are, the the better off you are in the city. People want you to be picky, and that's like a sign. Affluent people can afford to be judgmental and picky and rude to your face, honest, bitchy. Me, I'm passive aggressive and, you know, smiley and shit. All right. Well, thank you for watching, everybody. God bless us, everyone. Happy holidays. Check out the open mic and check out my new vlog premiering tomorrow. My commonplace infomercial. All right. God bless us, everyone. And God bless America. Amen.